Hello, guys, and welcome to this quick update on what is now once again Super Typhoon Rai. We are no longer using the name Odette because it's no longer threatening the Philippines. This is the Western Pacific only name, which is Rai. So even though you see on the tropical tidbits it says 125 knots, um, ATCF and the Joint Typhoon Warning Center has upgraded this to 145 knots, which is 165 miles per hour. I don't know if I agree with that, but it's official right now, so I can't really argue it. At least until post analysis and stuff like that. Obviously, my own estimate, I'd probably give it around 130 knots at this time. Maybe even 125 because as you can see, the uh, the look is degrading a little bit, which we will take a look at here right now. As you can see, the the overall system looks like it's shrinking a little bit. The intense parts are starting to shrink, and this, in my opinion, this is definitely not a Category 5 typhoon. As you can see, the eye is still pretty small, but that's because it's starting to get obscene by the cold cloud tops here, as that is an indication that this is probably on a weakening trend right now. But as you can see, it's still cranking along. It's definitely an ace producer for the Westpac right now, this late into the season. And as you can see, it's probably going to get close enough to bring some effects to Vietnam. As you can see, some of the cloud cover and probably some rain from it is starting to creep into the Vietnam coast right here. But luckily, I think the core of the system is going to remain offshore. And then we're just going to see probably get about 50 or 60 miles from the coast and then just hug it to the north and the east. And this is going to go on a pretty quick weakening phase, as it's going to start interacting with some shear and some monsoonal stuff that's happening, in the general vicinity of where this is going. So, with that being said, we're going to look at some of the GFS models. Maybe even see another tropical entity trying to pop up here in the next 5 days. But as you can see here, here's our super typhoon here, 949 millibars, and then we can't look at shear, so that's pretty much pointless. So as you can see, it pretty much weakens 30 millibars in the course of 24 hours. So it's going to be, like I said, on a rapid weakening phase as we go forward. There's 24, there's 48, and now it's just pretty much a weak tropical storm. So from now to 48 hours, it's going to be weakening pretty rapidly here. And by hour 72, 3 days out, it's pretty much gone. And now I said we're going to take a look at what might be popping up in the next 5 days. And as you can see here, east of the Philippines, this 1001 millibar pressure system here, we're going to take a look at this too, since it's in the 5 day range, so it doesn't hurt to look at it. As you can see, it's working with 10 knots of shear and 81% relative humidity, so it's got a lot going for it right now. And there's 96, it's starting to slowly come together here. 1,002 millibars, 9 knots of shear, 83 relative humidity, and we finally go out to day 120. Actually, yeah, 120, and it's still having a hard time getting together, but we'll see what happens from here. This is definitely something that's worth paying attention to, but the shear is definitely on the increase here, but the relative humidity is pretty much good. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. I'll have another update video on this probably tomorrow, and as you can see by then, Rai / Odette is pretty much gone and out of the existence of time and space. But I want to see if we're going to get any rainfall here in Vietnam or not. Always good to check these things. It looks like the coastal areas can definitely see some rain from this. Coastal areas can definitely see some rain from this. think we got some bright pinks and purples in there, which indicates about 45 to maybe 100 millimeters of rain here, which I believe that's like 5 to 7 inches of rain. So there might be some flooding concerns on the coastal communities of Vietnam going forward. All right, so here is the European model, and obviously we can't take a look at the particulars here. We can't just stretch the screen and hope to see the wind shear and stuff. But we're going to look at this model nonetheless. As you can see, this was initialized at 12Z today, and we are down to 977 millibars, which is way off at this current point in time, because the Joint Typhoon Warning Center and the ATCF both have it down to 915 millibars. At least that was about 2 or 3 hours ago. That's probably risen by then because of the current weakening trends. But the euro is really off with this, amazingly off with it. All right, so here's 24 hours. As you can see, it's skirting the coast of Vietnam here on a weakening trend, Category 1 typhoon. And then 48 hours out, nearing Hong Kong, 998 millibars, which is a tropical storm. And then a tropical depression by 72 hours, and pretty much gone after that. So we are coming towards the end of this significant typhoon for this time of year. There's only been 4 severe typhoons in the South China Sea at this point in December. If you guys know which ones those are, take this as a test if you may. If you know what the other 3 are besides Rai / Odette, let me know in the comments below. So with that being said, like I said, we're finally coming towards the end of the lifetime of tropical cyclone Typhoon Rai / Odette, and I hope that the people in the Philippines are working hard together to clean up whatever messes that the system has caused. I know you guys are strong. I know you guys have been through it before. Um, like I said, there might be a possibility of another tropical storm at least, maybe heading towards the Philippines. I don't know if it's a GFS special, but I will definitely keep a lookout on that for you guys. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.